Hi ladies, it's Mr. O'Sullivan. Today we're going to have another quick lesson with our radical lesson that we started yesterday. Today we're going to be going over how to multiply and divide expressions containing radicals. So what we're going to do first today is we're going to do the level 3s of multiplying radicals. The procedure: multiply the coefficients to find the new coefficient, multiply the radicands to find the new radicand, and then simplify. So when I say multiply the coefficients, we're basically just going to do outside times outside, inside times inside. So I'm going to write a quick note. So outside, inside, outside times outside, inside times inside. And that's what we're going to do. So outside times outside, inside times inside. So in my first example, I have 8 radical 18 times 3 radical 8. So when I do 8 times 3, I get 24. When I do 18 times 8, I get 144. So what I really want to do is simplify 24 radical 144. So our next step is to break apart our 144. How can I break it apart? There's multiple ways. I'm going to choose 12 and 12. And then I'm going to choose 4 and 3, and then 2 and 2. I'm going to break it apart the exact same way over here. 4 and 3, 2 and 2. And we're going to circle all of our primes. I'm going to circle them in black. Circle my 2s, circle my 3s, 2, 2, 3. I'm going to put those all under a radical. But remember, it's 24 times that radicand. So I have 24 radical. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 2s and 2 3s. So I'm going to do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Double on the inside, single on the outside. I got a double 2. I got another double 2. And then I got a double 3. So what I really have is I have nothing on the inside of my radical. Everything is on the outside. So what I really want to do is 3 times 2 times 2 times 24, which will give me 288 as my final answer. And that's how you multiply radicals. So in this example, we want to do 5 radical 8 times 7 radical 3. Again, outside times outside, inside times inside. So for this example, I'm going to do 5 times 7, which is 35. And then I'm going to do 8 times 3, which is radical 24. Again, we need to make sure that we can simplify our radical 24, and we do this by prime factorization. So I can break apart my 24 into 2 and 12, circle my 2, and then I can break apart my 12 into 3 and 4, circle my 3, and then I can break apart my 4 into 2 and 2. And again, we always circle our primes. So what I really want to do is find 35, square root, 1, 2, 3, 3 2s, and a 3. 1, 2, 3, 3. And double on the inside, single on the outside. So double 2, put it on the outside. And now I don't have any more doubles on the inside. So I simply just write it as radical. 2 times 3 is 6. And 35 times 2 is 70. That's my final answer. Let's go on to the next one. I have 3 times 10 radical 63. There's no radical with my 3, but I still do outside times outside, inside times inside. So I just do 3 times 10, and that's 30, radical 63. And now we need to simplify our radical 63. I break apart my 63 into 9 and 7. Break apart the 9 into 3 and 3. And again, we circle our primes. So what I really want to do is 30, radical, 2 3s, and a 7. Double on the inside, single on the outside. So I'm doing 3 times 30, which is 90, radical 7. And that's your final answer. So you just learned how to multiply expressions containing radicals. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do some dividing with radicals. And again, when we do dividing radicals, we're simply going to divide our radicals, divide our coefficients, and simplify. But it's important to know this little rule. Radical A over radical B is equal to radical A over B. So here's how we're going to approach it, because we want to make sure that our answer is in simplest radical form. So I have radical 7 over 2. That's the exact same thing as radical 7 over radical 2. But here's the issue. I don't like any radicals in my denominator. So what we do is we simply multiply our numerator and our denominator by our denominator. So times radical 2 over radical 2. Radical 7 times radical 2 is radical 14. Radical 2 over radical 2 is just going to be 2. The reason why is because the radicals undo each other. 1 second. And you can try to simplify radical 14. So I have radical 14. Let's see if we can simplify it. 2 and 7, those are prime, so I can't really simplify it. So this is my final answer, radical 14 over 2. Now let's do the 5 over radical 3. Again, the only thing we do is we multiply our numerator and our denominator by radical 3. So my numerator is just going to be 5 radical 3 over 3. And that's your final answer. Because the radical undoes itself when you multiply it by itself. And then our final question, we have radical 96 over 4. What we want to do is we want to break apart our radical 96 to see if we can simplify it a little further. So I'm going to do 4 and 24. 2 and 2. 4 and 6. 2 and 2. 2 and 3. All that goes under my radical. So I have a radical 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Double on the inside, single on the outside. Becomes a 2. Becomes a 2. And that's it. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. So radical 96 is simply 4 radical 6. I see that my numerator and denominator both have a 4. 4 divided by 4 is going to cancel each other out. So I just get radical 6 as my final answer. And that's it for today. If you're stuck, make sure you rewatch this video or watch Mr. Delta Math's video. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to myself or Miss Daniel. She is holding extra help every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday during second period. Have a great day, ladies.